friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth. This is the Joyful Sojourn, and in today's video, I'm facing the camera because I thought we could have a little chat. I guess a one-way chat. I thought maybe I could share a little bit of a life update with you because if you've been following me for a while, you know that my videos on YouTube have been a little inconsistent lately, and a lot of that just has to do with feeling like time needs to be spent in other areas. I'll just say that. So where to begin? Well, let me preface all of this by saying whatever I say in this video is my perspective and my life. I'm sharing it so that if you're feeling some kind of way or you have are having a similar experience, that you can feel not so alone. And I just like staying connected with you guys. You know, I do share haul videos and flip through videos, and I decoratively plan. But I want more for you guys, or not more for you guys. I want to provide more for you guys. I want this to be just a place where you feel some satisfaction in life, you feel connected. And so that means sharing a little bit of my life. And if you've noticed that I haven't, I've been inconsistent with my postings, while I'm not accountable to you, I do like the idea of providing an explanation so that you guys can just kind of understand my life and what's going on. So where do I start? Well, let me rip the Band-Aid off and we'll work backwards, I guess, from there. I quit my job, my full-time permanent job in higher ed at a university. I've worked in higher ed for 20 years, and that has been so much of my identity, being a higher ed administrator. I'm really good at my job. I'm very organized. People can count on me. I have improved systems and processes in the universities and the departments or schools that I have worked in. And I really have a lot of my identity wrapped up in who I am as an employee. And at the beginning of this academic year, I really just in the back of my head was thinking, man, it'd be really nice if I could quit my job and just be with Esther and just have more time. And at the time that I had brought it up, like last summer, Josh was like, we really can't afford it. And so there was this kind of financial thing that we were feeling, this pressure, like we can't afford to be a one income family. And so I kind of put it on the back burner. And I did write down in my 24 and 2024 goals, I did quit my job, but I don't know. I didn't think it was actually going to happen. So fast forward to a few weeks ago, and Josh kind of out of the blue said, hey, I think it's time for you to come home. And he said that he noticed that I just wasn't happy anymore, that I just didn't seem happy. And he's been totally right. I have felt so pulled in multiple directions and so weary. Adding a child into your life at 40 while also working outside the home is a lot. And I told him I felt like it was the movie Groundhog Day. Like every day I wake up and it's the same thing over and over again, and I'm just trying to get to bedtime, to sleep. Not that I was or am in a depressive state, like a depressed state, but just feeling stuck and I guess a little unhappy in that cycle over and over again. And I said, well, what about the finances? Like, what about this? And he said, I've been thinking about that. And let me ask you this. If you think back on the times when we've had less money and times when we've been comfortable, has your life been any better, more enjoyable, more rich and abundant in the times when we've had more money versus the time that we've had less? And putting it in that perspective was so obvious and enlightening to me. Um, in the times when we have had less financially, my relationship with the Lord has really grown, my connection to God, my sense of need for him was so much stronger. My prayer life was bigger because I needed to come to him every day. Like, I trust you with my life, God. I'm trusting you to help us pay our bills, like provide for us, God. And those times were really rich for me spiritually. And those were times when Josh and our marriage was stronger. I'm not saying that's true for everybody. I know that finances are a huge tension place in marriages, but for Josh and I, because we've lived with less, we know what it means to stick together and to get through it and to focus our eyes on what God has for us and to trust God moving forward. And in the times when we've been, I wouldn't say wealthy. I mean, we have enough, but I wouldn't say in great excess. But in the times when we've had enough, when I've been working full time and he's been working full time, we don't pray as much. We feel less of that reliance on God. So from the financial perspective, we were starting to feel this sense that, like, we need God in a new way. We need to ask God to show up in our lives in a big way in this next moment of our lives. And certainly that comes with a lot of wisdom seeking. I just know people are thinking, oh my gosh, you're quitting your job. Like, can you afford it? What about health insurance? Trust me, I'm a smart woman. This is not, I'm not new in life, and we're getting those affairs in order and they will be taken care of. But I think it's time. And when I spend time with Esther, I feel like the time is not enough. And the time that we have, I'm not fully taking advantage of it. The time doesn't feel like quality because I'm thinking about all the other things that I need to get done, or I'm thinking and stressing about work-related issues, and I'm not like fully present with Esther. And I've said this to a couple people. Sometimes I feel like I'm not even Esther's mom because I don't have so much time with her, and I don't have quality time with her in the amount that I want to have. And so Josh was like, I think we should do it. I think we should take a leap of faith. And I was like, I think so too. And the leap of faith is to trust God with our lives, with our resources, to allow me to get rest after working in higher ed for 20 years, rest to take care of my body, like have some margin to go to the gym and to make healthy meals, to have quality time with Esther, to build community with other women in Austin. That has been something I've really been lacking ever since we moved here. And it's why I started my social media accounts, was to build community. Well, I have, and it's awesome, but most of the people I've connected with don't actually live in my geographical area where I can actually be in community. And, as I started kind of unpacking what quitting my job looked like, I saw so much more time for me to get physically, mentally, and spiritually healthy, for me to engage with other moms of young children, and thus meet and mingle and grow community with other women. There's a Bible study on Wednesday mornings. Like, I could never go to that. A mom's group at the church. Like, I tried to go to that and I had my work schedule changed, and so I couldn't go to that anymore. These things that kind of invest in like me, I haven't been able to take advantage of, and this allows me to do that. And aside from quality time with Esther, learning to lean on God and to ask God for big things in our lives, and for me to build community, I would love to see what happens with the Joyful Sojourn. I don't know what's next, but I certainly have not had the time or the energy or the capacity to really invest in the little things I've been doing here over the years, over on Instagram and here on YouTube. And so this will allow me some movement and to think about what it looks like going from an employee with a salary and health insurance to striking it out on my own and doing content creation. I'm not saying, let me be clear, I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to quit my full-time reliable job to become a content creator. I don't want to be that person, but certainly if I had more time to invest in this area that I really enjoy and that I think makes a positive impact on others, what could I do with that time, and what could come of it? And what comes of it can be a financial support to my family. I can recycle that money back into growing a business, or I can just recycle it back into my family paying bills. So I'm really excited for this next adventure in my life. And I just want you to know that I really love you guys. I appreciate you. You have always been such a supportive community, and that has meant the world to me. And I'm just trusting God to continue to allow this community to flourish. And whatever that looks like, I don't know, but I'm really excited. And I'll just say this. So I submitted my resignation letter on Thursday, February 29th, on that leap year day. And when I did that, so the letter was submitted in February, but I'm going to finish out the academic year as a courtesy. That's kind of what you do in higher ed, I think, is wait until the end of an academic year so someone can be onboarded and trained before the next academic year begins. So I'll be done at the beginning of June. So I'm still working full time. But when I submitted the letter, I was kind of waiting for like this rush of like freedom or fear. Like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? My identity for the last 20 years has been higher ed. Like, I've been really proud of my job. And as I was driving home, I felt like, I've said this to multiple people now, I felt at that time like I was on the precipice of peace. And now that we are technically almost a week since I submitted that letter, I feel peace. I don't feel fear. I don't feel scared about our finances. I don't feel scared about the unknown. I do feel a little bit of mourning for being known as like higher ed administrator. And I am realizing that while I've always loved and appreciated the model of stay-at-home moms, or like working from home moms, or what are they called? Home managers, or I've always loved and valued that idea, and have such respect for stay-at-home moms. I always felt that was a luxury I could never afford, and I always had a little bit of resentment for the women that could do that. And now that I'm stepping into that role, I'm very uncomfortable with it. Very uncomfortable with it. It's like I don't want to identify myself as a stay-at-home mom. And I'm realizing I'm hitting up some prejudices I've had, even though I believe it's an ideal model for a mother to raise the kids or be home with the kids until they get into school. That's always been what I want. It's always what I've believed in. Now that I actually am going to make that happen, I'm kind of trash talking myself about it. And so if you are someone who prays, if you would be praying for me to live fully into the identity that God has for me, and for me to see that my professional job was just me using tools that he had given me. And those are tools that I'm taking with me that can be used anywhere. They can be used in my home. They can be used if I start my own business. That is still, those are still gifts and talents that I have that can be used. It's just going to look a little bit different. Pray that I would cherish the time that I have with Esther, that I would be a good steward of the time that I have to care for my own body and my spiritual health and my longing for community, that I would use that time well. And lastly, that God would cover us financially in this decision. Big leap of faith here. We are not a family that has, Josh is not a high income earner like a lot of stay-at-home moms where like the husband like takes care. I mean, Josh is a very hard worker and he has a good job, but it by no means is like, these people that, get paid a ton, where it's like we have an easier life financially and the wife stays at home. That's not exactly what we're stepping into. So I guess prayers that God would cover us and that we would continue to feel peace and confirmation that the timing is right and that he has something more for us. So that is that. I know this is not planner related content, but it certainly is my life, which I try to share with you guys. And if you have any encouragement, please pass that down by leaving a comment down below. Personal opinions or criticisms, not helpful, and I'm not really interested in those. We are confident in this decision and we are excited about this decision. And as far as potential impacts for you guys, y'all, like, hopefully you will see an Elizabeth who is in love with the life that God has given her, satisfied with the life that God has given her, happier, and I don't know, more creative, more content, more things that uplift all of our spirits, mine to make it, and you for watching it and enjoying with me. So I hope you guys experience more from me, I guess, with this change. And again, it doesn't happen until June. And then there's going to be kind of some changes there, but I'm telling you, summer, fall, I'm gonna increase the content and we're just gonna have a good time. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I guess I'm keeping it pretty raw, I guess. I could edit this. I don't think I will though. But anyways, guys, that is my life update. And if you have any tips for me, I will say that I just want you guys to know we've done budget checks. We've done the homework. I just want to make sure I say that very clearly because now I'm feeling really insecure about putting this on YouTube. I'm putting it out there. It's out there. Friends, come hang out with me over on The Joyful Sojourn on Instagram. And if you want to hang out with me again, you want to do some decorative planning, you want to see how my planning style changes, maybe how the products change, who knows, honestly, at this point, then I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. If there is any type of content that you are specifically interested in, as I have more time and more capacity, please let me know. Like, I want to know what you guys are interested in and continue to be putting out content that's relevant. So definitely leave me any feedback or content ideas. You can also slide into my DMs over on Instagram as well. Until next time, friend, God bless you. God bless you and keep you. Do something creative today, and I will see you in my next video.